Today I'm going to show you guys a video that Gibson does not want you to see. Hey everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. I have in my hands here one of our prostitute model. Whoa, this has the breakaway neck. No, the neck's not glued in yet. This is a guitar that I made to show you guys something that I don't think that the people at Gibson want you to know about. And that is how to put these SG contours on a guitar with power tools. And, you know, back in the old days, I'm going to take this neck out so I can show you. Back in the old days, I remember having a conversation with someone and they asked me how Gibson did this. And I said, well, I don't know exactly how they do it, but I know that back in the 60s when the SG, of course at the time was the Les Paul, came out, these contours were not done by a bunch of, skilled artisans with files. They were done with probably a shaper, but I've never been able to find a picture or any kind of film evidence of that. And I was talking to Steve, the mad scientist over at Maximum Guitarworks, and he's like, I think I have it figured out to where I have a template system that will, and a special bit that goes with my, he calls it the solid gold template set, and it is a way to impart these SG inspired contours onto a guitar, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. But anyway, back to the story. Of course, nowadays this would all be done with computer numerically controlled cutting tools. But back in the old days, before they had CNC machines at Gibson, they had copy carvers and shapers and stuff. And I'm guessing that this is very, very close to the way they would have done it when this guitar was introduced. But enough with the bullshit talk. Let me show you how I did this. And I'm going to show you the template set that I got from Steve. And there's going to be a link in the description below that you guys can order templates from Steve. And any of our other sponsors like Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone, if you need pickups to go in a guitar. At the end of the video, I'm going to announce something very cool about this instrument. And but before I go any further, I'm switching it up a little bit today, guys. Before I go any further, I want to remind you to click that subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you appreciate content like I provide for you, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you guys neat stuff like this. You can also join up on YouTube. I don't know what they call it, but I think it's Utreon, although I don't know why I think that. Anyway, let's jump in and start making guitars. So this is the template set that you get from Steve, and of course it's all acrylic. It is see-through acrylic, but this still has the paper on it, so I haven't taken the paper off. Steve calls this the solid gold template set, but on mine, he changed it to the TT prostitute, because Steve is, cool like that. He also made me one for my neck to go with this template set. In any case, so you get this one here is the neck pocket, and I opted for the full, this is the neck pocket that I use on all of my guitars, and I stole this idea fair and square from Gibson, Hamer, and Paul Reed Smith, and a bunch of other people who have used this style neck pocket for a long time. However, Gibson probably doesn't use this on the SG as often as they do the Mortise and Tenon. But I like this style, and there's a couple of benefits to having this style that we're going to talk about as we go. Anyway, so this has the neck pocket. It's also got bridge and stop tailpiece locations. And if you decide to do a maple top one or just a mahogany top one, this is a channel that you can put in the back, and it will go from each pickup to the control cavity. So that's cool too. I also had Steve make me a P90 version of the pickup route. I had him, let's see. Here's one with the control cavity. Here is the humbucker one. And of course, they all feature Steve's off-body alignment pins, which are very cool, and we're going to talk about that more. And actually, I'm going to go through this whole process. We're going to take this block of mahogany and we're going to make a body right before your very eyes. But there's one thing I want to show you guys real quick, and that's this guy. This is the thing that makes the contours work with power tools. So you need this template here, which is a guide for this bit here. Now Steve also sells these. This is a whatever angle this is, and Steve actually had custom make some bearings to work with this because he needed an exact size bearing to go around and follow this template. It's all going to make sense here in a little bit. I actually went ahead and duplicated this template in MDF because I needed a little bit of standoff. I'm not going to be using my pin router for this video. I'm actually going to be doing everything on the router table because Steve said, hey, you know what, Matt? Not everybody has a pin router, so will you please do it on the router table? So I'm like, well, yeah, okay. So anyway, so we've got our bit, we've got this giant template set. So we are going to just jump right in and start. The first thing that we need to do is mark our body for the off-body alignment pins. And in this case, this is a one-piece blank, so I'm not really going to worry about the center line. But because we're doing a video, I thought, well, let's go ahead and do everything you would do as though it were, as though your life depended on it. No, as though you would if it was, you know, your guitar at home. So I'm going to draw a center line here. And again, I'm not really that concerned with the center. If you had a two-piece body and you wanted to put it right on the glue seam, happy meal. If you had a three-piece body and you want to put it exactly right in the center of the middle section, again, super cool. Since this is a one-piece blank, I don't really care. Anyway, we're going to pick any template at random here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up, oh, I gotta get my danger glasses. We're gonna line up the center line and we are going to drill a 1/4 inch hole here and a 1/4 inch hole here. I don't want the template sliding around while I'm doing that. I guess I could use clamps and just clamp it to the wood, but because I have double stick tape, I'm gonna use double stick tape. So again, and it really doesn't matter which side. In fact, I'm going to do it upside down just to show you all that it really doesn't matter where I put this because the pins will line it up no matter what. So I'm not worried about it being right-handed or left-handed because at this stage of the game, it doesn't matter. So anyway, all right, so I've got my template set here. I'm going to lay it out on my center line. That looks pretty good. Again, if you are attempting to line something up that already exists in your lumba on your body blank, then this is a more critical step. But all right, looks good. Let's go over to the drill press and drill a 1/4 inch hole through the off-body alignment pin locations. And that's a great place to start. All right, I've drilled 2 of the off-body alignment pin holes and I've gone all the way through the blank. That's going to be important because I'm going to use templates on this would be the back and the top, and I'm going to switch them out a bunch of times and show off how cool the off-body alignment pin system is. Plus, I got to do that anyway because sometimes, you know, pickups are going to be on one side and other things are going to be on other sides. But what we're going to do today is we're going to show off the Gibson contours. So, all right, let's go over to, actually, let's trace this out and go over to the bandsaw and we'll hack it out and then go over to the router. Before I pull the template off of the body, I want to mark around it with a pencil, and that's going to be where I cut to. Since I'm going to be doing this on a router table, I want to get as close as humanly possible because I'm actually going to be doing this in one pass on my router table with one of my infinity cutting bits. Okay, so now I can pull this off, and remember it's just taped on, but I can put it back on a bunch of times using the off-body alignment pin system. So we're going to cut as close to the line as we possibly can, which should make routing a breeze. So we got as close to the line as I know how to get, and we're going to go over to the router and clean up the edge next. Ow, I got a splinter.
You okay?
I'm okay, but still. So I've got my template and I've got my body mostly cut out. Like I said, we're going to go over to the router table and clean it up, but first I have to attach my template back to my body. And to do that, I'm going to use the off-body alignment pin system, which keeps the template attached to the workpiece with 1/4" dowels. Important tip, not all 1/4" dowels are created equal. See how this one won't actually go in? I invested in one of these guys, a dowel sizer. You could just get a piece of metal and drill a 1/4" hole in it. That would work too. But for this one, I'm just going to use the dowel sizer. I'm going to cut a little piece of my 1/4" dowel material here and then pound it through the dowel sizer. And you can see some of that stuff just comes right off. But that's the idea. Okay? I'm going to actually put these dowels in and then cut them so that I can leave them in. I want to leave these actually in the piece every single time I switch back and forth, and I'm just going to press them all the way through and have them poke out and reveal a little bit on each side as we go. But having them in the piece all the time is really handy. That way you don't go, oh no, I need more dowels. You don't need to have them be exactly, you know, the full depth of the template plus your workpiece. In fact, it's a little better if they're just shy of that. So, okay, template is now attached, and we can pull this template off and put any of the other ones on. But before we do that, let's go over to the router table. Can you get this in the shot a little bit? I've got my Infinity Tools 5/8 flush trim bit in my router table. This one's a 2-inch tall one. When you get something that's that big, you're going to need to adjust your speed so that it sounds right. You probably don't want to run this as fast as it'll go, but just get it to where it's right, and your patience will be rewarded. All right, so we are going to go for it. Oh, you know what? We're going to. Steve provided the these T-nuts here, and he also provides in every template set some paddles. Let me get those and let's use the paddles. So Steve is kind enough, like I said, to include these with your template set, and it's really handy to just go ahead and put these on here and lock them down. Now Steve won't tell you this, but I gave him this idea. Okay. All right, I don't know if Steve got the idea from me. It doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to go around our template, and we've got these safety paddles, which is really cool because it allows us to press down and not have our hands on the sides. All right, ready? Well, as Ricky Bobby would say, that's just like looking up Yasmin Bleeth's skirt. I like to push the pins all the way through. That way I don't accidentally yank up on my template and bust it off. So we're using African mahogany for this project, and this particular hunk is a little chippy. We got a little chip taken out right here, which I don't think is going to be that big of a deal, because if you look on our prototype that we did, all of that section gets ground away in the step that we are going to do next. And again, we're going to be using this bit with the it's not a round over, it's a chamfer bit, and we're going to be going. If we just went around here like this, obviously it wouldn't do anything, because the bearing is the same outside diameter as the cutter. So what we want to do the cutter is to go in. Okay, so we will be putting this template on. Can we get a little closer here, baby? And what's going to happen, y'all, is the bearing is going to ride in, and it's going to allow the chamfer to cut that cool feature that people totally dig on this style of guitar. Now, since we're doing this on a router table, we need to stand this template off so that we can actually get the bearing to ride on this contour, this profile here. Fortunately, I have already made a duplicate of that template, so we're going to put this guy on here, get this router bit chucked up into our router table, and we are going to do the super cool Gibson style contours that really has escaped people for a long time, and I've seen guys doing it with rasps and files and stuff, and you can do it, but man, it's a bummer. This way is a lot faster. Yes. All right, I've got the router bit that we got from Steve chucked up into the router table, and now we're going to use this pattern to buzz around, and we're going to take off on the other side. Actually, yeah, it's going to be on the other side. We're going to take off this line here. So the idea is that you want to get this to where it looks right. Now, I'm not sure the way that Gibson does it or exactly what their contours are, but what I do know is that this will get you very close. So you might need to adjust this and match this to the guitar that you want to build, or you could just go to the line like Steve has here and call it good. And there's probably lots of examples of Gibson guitars through the ages that have this on the back and the front, and it's identical, or some that are on the back, it's different than the front, etc., etc. You guys can, use your own judgment and make the guitar you want to make. So, all right, so we're going to kind of slowly step our way into this until we get the contour exactly right, and once we do, it's going to look like $100 million. So let's jump in. Oh, the other thing is, like I said, I had to use this half-inch MDF template of a template, and that's going to allow us to have the bearing actually ride on something. Okay? All right, here we go. So as you can see, that first pass got us pretty close, but we still have a ways to go. So we're going to slowly but surely work that in. These bits are so sharp and this mahogany is so soft that you can do it in one pass. If you feel comfortable doing it in one pass, by all means do. But if you want to wait and do it do it in steps and stages, then you should do whatever makes you comfortable. Don't do it the way I do it because you think that's the way you have to do it. Do it the way that makes you the most comfortable. All right, so my cutter is actually going all the way up to where it's just meeting the MDF template here. So that is just about ideal. In fact, I might go just a little bit more, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. Now you can see it's imparting that bevel or that chamfer in different depths into the body because of the template here. So let's go ahead and clean it up and see what she looks like. So I couldn't have planned this any better if I planned it. And so with me right now is Steve from Maximum Guitarworks. And guys, we really didn't plan this. Steve was just in the neighborhood and he stopped by. And I just so happened to be doing this. And I'm glad that you came by, Steve, because I wanted to show you these. I showed you this earlier, but we've done some stuff prior to that. So we just got done doing the chamfer bevel on the router table. And we did, like you said,
spacer.
And check it out. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, this is looking awesome.
I think it's going to be cool. Now, there's a couple areas that you'll need to kind of chase with either a stick with some sandpaper or a file or a rasp.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is as close as I can imagine Gibson would have done it back in the old days.
Yeah.
Probably on a shaper or something, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and a little bit here, but obviously if I could have found a bigger bit to do that, but I don't know if you talked about it, but I had to create that bit.
We did, yeah.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, we did.
So, and that's the closest I could get, but that's still amazing how close that is.
It's really, really great. And the other thing is, I think if you're using a router table, you wouldn't want to go too much bigger on that band. So we actually we slowed the router down. I think we're running about 18,000.
Okay.
And it works great for, we did everything. We did the outline with one of those Infinity flush trim bits, and then we went right into your bevel cutter. And so this is what you get when it's all done. Now again, if you want yours to look different on the back, you're going to need to, say, well, I don't want this on the back. I want it to just don't do that part.
Yeah.
You can do all of this. You don't have to do all of this. Right. But this gives you, so this is a 1 3/8 thick African mahogany, and now it's shaped exactly like, it gives you, it's familiar to the Gibson SG. And then I'm going to bring out the prototype again. This one is, now Steve, you have, this is sort of the 61, right, is the model.
Right.
One of the things I discovered when I was doing this is perfect for a 24 fret neck. And if you use this neck pocket, you can do a 24 fret neck because the neck is just as big as, you know what I mean? The neck pocket, the heel is the same size as the neck. So
but it was designed as a 22, and then that spacer pick guard.
Yeah, so and Steve does provide you guys with the spacer pick guard things that would go like this.
Yep.
Or like that. It goes somewhere.
Yeah, like that.
And then you can put something, you can put the custom or whatever you want. But as I was doing it, I'm like, you know what? There's plenty of room for 2 more frets there.
That's good thinking.
So yeah, so on the one that we just did today, when I make the neck for that, I think I'll make it a 24 fret neck, and that'll be pretty neat.
Yeah.
So anyway, Steve includes, depending on how you buy the template set, you get all this good stuff. Neck template. This one is the one that Steve made custom for us.
Yep.
I just shaped that neck today.
Yep.
and the body, we sanded the body a little bit. I had some chips, so I patched them in. But this is going to be cool. I really like this.
Yeah.
And I have something special to tell everybody watching.
Uh-oh.
I am going to finish this instrument, and when I say I'm going to finish it, I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to actually paint this myself. This is going to be a matte project. So I've done all the woodwork, and I'm going to do all the paint work and all the assembly on this. Normally, Chris and Brandon and I kind of split it up. I'm doing all of this stuff. And if you are interested in buying this guitar, link in the description below. Send me an email and we'll talk about it. I think by the time you see this, there'll actually be a price. It'll be up on the website. I don't know what it's going to be for right now. I'm filming this on a Friday, and this is the reveal for today. So this is the Sunday premiere video, and it's the Friday reveal video in the future.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Steve, what do you think? I think these are cool.
I think it's awesome. And when I made this set, not knowing what the bit was going to be to do the bevels. But I had an idea in mind, and then I made that, and I've been trying to get to the point where I could test it out. I never have. So Matt was my guinea pig. And I love it.
Yeah, this works great. So do you see any, I don't think there's really any changes that need to be made, do you?
No, I mean, like we talked about, I could make 2 separate templates for this area,
or
so we can maybe clean those transitions.
See that little bump right there?
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that if the would-be guitar builder can sort that out easily, it should be very easy to clean that up with a rasp or sandpaper on a stick or something.
Absolutely.
And get it to looking cool. There's a little thing right there where the
bit's just not long enough.
Yeah, and that's again very, very easy to take a stick
and just knock it up
with some sandpaper and follow that bevel, and it'll look like $1 million bucks, and it'll look legit.
Yeah.
So guys, thanks for watching our Sunday premiere video. Steve, thanks for stopping by. We didn't plan this.
I felt you were working.
There was something in the force. Yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. This is Matt from Texas Toast Guitars, reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar, and we can help you, and Steve can help you. Take care.